Okay, hello again. So I believe this is where we were when we left off last time. So let's finish up this last problem. I had factored out a 2x squared y squared. It left me with 4x squared minus xy minus 3y squared. Okay, so now I need to do the old guess and check thing. So I could try either a 2x times 2x or I could try a 4x times x. I'm just going to try a 4x times x. And I know my signs are going to be opposite because this thing times this thing is going to give me a negative. And I'm just going to try a 3y and a y. And let's see if that worked. If it didn't work, then I'll just try something else. But okay, so all you have to do is check the outside and the inside. The outside gives you negative 4xy, and the inside gives you positive 3xy, which does give you negative 1xy. Okay, so that's factoring on that one. I know that one's kind of hard because it has a GCF and it has x's and y's, but just practice it a few times and you'll get it. Okay, so let's switch over to, I need to go there, and I need to go there, and right there. Okay, so we're going to talk about perfect square trinomial. Okay, so perfect square trinomial is one where the first term is a perfect square, and the last term is a perfect square, and the middle term is whatever was squared here times whatever was squared there doubled. So this is a times b doubled. And same thing here. So what this says is if we flip the right side of the equations, the right and the left side of the equations, what would it look like? So let's do that real quick. I need a pen. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and this, and I'm just going to flip them. I'm going to leave the middle part out. So I've got a squared plus 2ab plus b squared equals a plus b squared. So what I'm saying here is if you walk up and you see something squared on the front here and something squared on the back here, and this middle term is whatever was squared here times whatever was squared here doubled, then this is a perfect square trinomial, and it will factor to be a plus b quantity squared. And the same thing goes for if it's and a squared minus 2ab. What I'm doing is I'm taking this and this, and I'm going to flip-flop them. So I've got a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b squared. Okay, so you see something squared here and something squared here, and this middle term is whatever was squared here and whatever was squared there doubled. Then it's a perfect square trinomial. Okay, so here are 3 quick examples. Okay, so you've got this is x times x, and this is 7 times 7, and this one is x times 7 doubled. So that means this will factor into x minus 7 squared. Now you could have used that rule that we did just a few minutes ago and said I need factors of 49 that add up to be negative 14, and it would be negative 7 times negative 7. Okay? Now that rule you can't use here. Here you have to just guess and check it. Or if you notice, this is 3x times 3x, and this is 2 times 2, and this one is 3x times 2 doubled. So that's going to give you 3x minus 2 squared. It's minus because this one's minus. This one, yeah, it's minus because this one was minus. This one's going to be plus because this is plus. Okay, so this one is, I'll write it out, 4a times 4a. And this one is 5b times 5b. And this one is 4a times 5b doubled. So that's going to give you 4a plus 5b squared. And you don't have to know that shortcut, but that one would be a challenging guess and check problem if you're going to use the guess and check method. Okay, so here we go. Now we have the difference of two squares. This one is very useful. We use it all the time. I'll try to get that example in there too. There we go. Okay, so if you flip-flop them, I'm just going to take this and this, and I'm going to flip-flop them. So it's a squared minus b squared. So it's a difference of two perfect squares. And it factors to be a plus b and a minus b. Okay, so it looks like this. Here you go. You have a difference of two perfect squares. So it's just going to be x plus 5 and x minus 5. Because this one is x times x, and this one is 5 times 5. So it's x plus 5, x minus 5. Okay, you also could have done it any factors of negative 25 that add up to be 0, because there's no x term in the middle there. You have 0x, so you need factors of negative 25 that add up to be 0. Well, that'd be positive 5 and negative 5. Okay. Here's a couple more. Okay, we have a difference of two perfect squares. This one is 9a times 9a, and this one is 5b times 5b. So this is going to be 9a plus 5b times 9a minus 5b. This one is x to the third times x to the third. This one is 1 times 1. So it's going to be x to the third plus 1 and x to the third minus 1. And we're going to talk just a minute about how to factor a difference of cubes and a sum of cubes. But for now, I'm going to leave that one like it is. Okay. And one last one here. I've got, this is 4x squared times 4x squared. So it's a perfect square. This one is 9y squared times 9y squared. So it's also a perfect square, and it's a difference. It's a difference of perfect squares. Notice we're not doing sum of perfect squares. There's no way to factor a sum of perfect squares, but you can factor a difference of perfect squares. So this one's going to be 4x squared plus 9y squared times 4x squared minus 9y squared. Now hold up, one more thing. This one here is another difference of perfect squares. So it's going to be 2x plus 3y and 2x minus 3y. And then just bring down this 4x squared plus 9y squared. Okay? So sometimes when you factor it into two factors, one of those two factors might be another difference of squares, which it is on that one. Okay. And last thing, we have got the sum and difference of cubes. This one you just have to memorize. So there's two formulas here. I've got one formula here. That is for the sum of two cubes. See, it's a sum right here. It's a sum, and these are both perfect cubes. And so this is a plus b. So whatever was cubed here goes there. Whatever was cubed there goes there. Whatever was cubed here is squared here, and whatever was cubed there is squared there. And in the middle is multiply those two things. And the way I always say this is going to get a different color. This sign is the same as this sign. This sign is opposite of that sign. This sign is always positive. So it goes same, opposite, positive. Same thing down here. This is same as this one. This one is opposite the original over here, and then this one is always positive. Same, opposite, positive. So down here we've got, this is 4 cubed and this is t cubed. So I'm going to have 4 plus t. And then over here, I'm going to have 4 squared, which is 16, minus, because it's opposite, 4 times t, plus, because it's always positive, t squared. Okay? And then this, uh-oh. That's jumped on me. Okay, here we go. Last two. Here's this. Okay. All right, so this one is 3x cubed, and this is 5y cubed. So this is going to be 3x plus 5y. And then we have 3x squared, which is 9x squared, minus, because this side's always opposite, 3x times 5y, so that's going to be 15xy, and plus, because it's always positive, 5y squared, so 25y squared. Okay, this one is a cubed, and this one is 2 cubed. So this is going to be a minus 2, and we're going to have a squared, plus, because it's opposite, 2a, plus, because it's always positive, 2 squared, which is 4. So I should have a minus 2 times a squared plus 2a plus 4. Okay, so that's everything for this lesson. The third lesson is just a summary of these 2 lessons together. So I'll do that next, and you can watch it, and then that'll be all 3 lessons. So I hope this is helping. We'll have my office hours on Tuesday, and I will have class at 6 o'clock. So everybody doesn't need to be at that class. Need to be logged in. I'm going to send instructions on how to get there, but it's using Zoom. Hopefully you guys have used that before. Okay, talk to you soon.